Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video. I was playing a game of Wild Rift and then I got a notification that the new patch notes for the patch 3.5a are out. Oh, oops, that's not the one that I wanted to move. And as you can see, it's a lot. So, first of all, I have not seen any of this yet. Like, I have no idea what's coming, okay? No idea. And let's read through it, because normally Riot sends me the patches before, but I guess this time they forgot. They forget sometimes, it's fine. But yeah, let's read through it. This is patch 3.5a, by the way. Chroma, Crash, Samara. Ooh, Jinx, Echo. These are going to be skins. Balance loads, blah, blah, blah. Are you ready for these patch notes? Red, Chroma, Crash. All this doesn't really matter. What is this? Oh, new game mode. Okay, one for all. Just your friendly reminder to queue up and vote for Yumi before one for all makes its exit. Or Lulu to make one giant purple Yorda overlord. One for all. We're already playing one for all. The game. Oh, it will end December 14th. Maybe I should have actually made a video about One for All, because it's such a hilarious game mode. Maybe I should have actually done that. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Okay, but let's get to the important part. Before that, we're gonna drink. And before we get to each champion, I'm gonna guess what's gonna happen. Aatrox, I mean, obviously is gonna get nerfed. Now the question is, how much is he gonna get nerfed? The Darkened Blade is performing better than we expect for a new champion, so we're cutting some of his powers across the board, okay? Attack speed per level from 2.2 to 1.2. This is actually a pretty big nerf, okay? Maximum monster damage from 100 up to 250, so that's a nerf to jungle. And I guess to lane as well, because you can clear waves slower. Sweet spot damage bonus. Ooh, this one hurts him. This one hurts him. This is the first ability. I believe this is the passive. So this is the first ability. Instead of having 60% bonus damage, now he has 50%. This hurts, okay? This is like... These are basically grabbing champions by the balls. Like, this is grabbing him by the balls and cutting off 10% of the balls, right? Like, instead of having 60%, you're gonna have 50% now. That hurts. And then here, you know, they're finishing it off with the sweet touch. They're putting the cherry on the balls here by just nerfing it in the early game as well. And you know what the beauty is? Aatrox is an incredibly powerful early game 1v1er because of that first ability. Well, it's not incredibly powerful, but like annoying if he's able to hit it. Now it's gonna be more punishing. Like, if you actually miss your first ability, it's going to be on a longer cooldown. Late game, I mean, late game, he permanently has his first ability anyways. I guess they could have nerfed it in the late game as well, but you gotta leave something to this champion, right? Ultimate, base healing, oh, the third ability, sorry. Base healing ratio, this is the lifesteal that he gets reduced. Nice, because this was broken. Like, this was absolutely broken. Now you'll actually feel like anti-heal will do something. So from 21 to 19, from 30 to 25 in the late game. So it gets reduced more in the late game as well. And then the enhanced one didn't get nerfed as much, I want to say. Because in the late game, from 50 to 45 is really not that much of a nerf. Like, early game, sure, you're going to feel this. And sure, you're going to feel this one. But this one, I don't think you're going to feel. Like, from 50% to 45, I don't think you're going to feel. I still think he's going to be S tier. Not quite S plus tier, but S tier. I'm going to make a tier list after this update, by the way. Darius... Actually, I know what happens to Darius because a jungler said he's getting. Yeah, I know what happens to Darius. He's getting buffed. He's getting jungle. He's getting more jungle clear. Yeah, exactly. We're trying out buffing up this Noxian jungle clear speed to see how it performs in the new jungle that has stronger early clearing power. So deals 200% damage to monsters. His passive. This is actually huge. So he can clear jungle much faster now. Much faster. So like jungle Darius is 100% going to be valuable. Diana's going to get nerfed, I think. It's been a moon... Wait, I don't get this joke. It's been a moon... It's been a minute. Oh my god. You're trying too hard. I'm not laughing. This is the first time I'm not laughing, okay? That's not a good sign. This is... Okay, no, I almost smiled. No. No. No laughing for this one. It's been a minute. Okay. 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 You know what? Next one. Next one. I'm not gonna laugh during the next one. I'm not gonna laugh. It's been a minute since we've had a look at Diana. And our recent systematic changes have not favored her. So what they mean with our recent systematic changes have not favored. So like the changes to the game, the items and all of that, right? Like they're saying indirectly she got nerfed. So we're looking to give her a small boost. Oh, really? Really? A small boost in health and also reducing the cooldown of her Lunar Rush. So from 570 to 600 health, it's gonna make her quite the amount stronger in the early game. Definitely, you will feel this, because like, you can barely win a team fight, and that 30 health can just help you tank up that ignite, you know what I mean? So, it's not massive by any means, but it's like, meh. Okay, so, I want to talk about this one. this may seem like a massive buff, you know, from 22 seconds to 18, from 16 to 12. But I don't want to disappoint you too much, but this doesn't really matter that much. Because, like, you're resetting the cooldown of the third ability anyways quite often, you know, when you pop the Moonlight. Sure, this is a buff. Like, don't get me wrong, this is a buff, but this is not as huge of a buff that you may think. Because, you know, reducing it by 4 seconds. Whoa, yeah, I know it's good, but it's not massive because, you know, the thing that I just said. Fizz, okay. I think they're gonna make Fizz. I think they're gonna increase his jungle clear again. This is a weird guess, but I'm gonna guess that they're gonna change his jungle clear as well. So they're not gonna buff him or nerf him, they're gonna buff his jungle clear. Let's see what happens. The slippery mid laner is on the weak side, so we're officially. God damn. God, We're officially lending him a hand and giving Fizz a little extra damage on his main damage spell. Okay, so I was wrong. Base damage on his, what is this? Playful Trickster. Let's see. What is the name? Playful Trickster. Nimble Fighter, Urchin. Oh, it's the third ability. Okay. So his third ability is going to have more base damage. Okay, I guess. Okay. I feel it's a bit dangerous to buff Fizz because we all know what happens when Fizz becomes too broken. Graves is 100% going to get a buff. Like, he feels so weak. Recent changes have led to Graves rapidly Wait, really? Am I really that wrong? Recent changes have led to Graves rapidly rising in power in the jungle, but we'd like to help out oh yeah, true. I actually always play Baron lane Graves, so would like to help out lane Graves some. So we're shifting some of his power around in ways that should bring the roles closer together. Okay. First ability, cooldown gets increased early game and reduced late game. So early game his jungle clear is going to be slower, but like late game it's going to be lower. So this is an overall nerf, I would say. I mean, not to lane Grace, actually. So they're kind of right with that. Ooh, they're buffing the damage from 70 to 80%. Okay. But then, of course, does less damage to monsters. So jungle clear gets hit. Ultimate. Oh, I like this. They're buffing the ultimate. Ooh, the collateral damage. So that's I think that's the second part of the ultimate. So like you shoot it, it deals damage, and then it does damage as well, the collateral damage. Gwen is 100,000,000% getting nerfed. I mean, running with scissors is overly rewarding in the current game. I still haven't made a Gwen video, even though I'm actually pretty good at the champ. Maybe I should make a video. So we're making the refund on skip and split slash more important in the early stages of the game, along with a small nerf to Gwen's early dueling power. Okay, this is good. Base attack damage, this is really good. So like, you know, she's broken late game, but at least you can punish her in the early game now. From 64 to 58, you will feel this a lot. Like, she's gonna be significantly weaker early game. Third ability, the cooldown gets increased by quite a lot in the early game. Okay. And then the cooldown okay, so okay, I see. So what they're doing is they're really making the third ability like not a dash to run away, but like you get rewarded when you hit an enemy after the dash or a minion or something like that. I like this change because, you know, it's stupid that Gwen can run over walls very easily with the third ability, but now she really can't. Like early game especially, 16.5-second cooldown, that's a long cooldown. Like you know, you're gonna be waiting for a long time. But when it gets reduced by 50%, it's essentially gonna be the same as 12 seconds being reduced by 35%. So like if you keep hitting enemies, this is essentially nothing. But overall, this is a tiny nerf. Irelia, I'm not even gonna guess. I have no idea actually. The latest jungle changes have pushed Irelia's jungle clear speed away far faster than we'd like. Really? Oh, I didn't know that. Even with the monster mod on her passive. So we're making some further adjustments. Monster mod, wait, what is this? Oh, wait, her first ability doesn't do bonus damage to monsters now? Ionian, or is that her passive? That's her passive, sorry. Her passive doesn't do, wait, what? Her passive, I think this means that her passive won't do the 50% bonus damage anymore. Her base damage is getting increased though. Ooh, that is yeah, it's getting increased. That is a buff to Aurelia. I would say a nerf to Aurelia jungle because this is a nerf, but then mid lane and Baron lane Aurelia, guys, this is a buff. Kayn, I mean, Kayn feels kinda weak now. I've never played Kayn yet, but when I see Kayn, it feels kinda weak. Since his release onto the Rift, Kayn is performing well below where I'd like, yeah, obviously. To help him out, we're increasing the passive gain rate to allow him to reach Darken or Shadow Assassin faster, as well as giving him some general buffs to help out his overall performance. Okay. Base attack damage, boom, up from 66 to 70, small buff. The passive gain amount, game time to the power of 2 plus 15, game time to the power of 2 plus 25. So he gets the passive faster now. No, this is a complex mechanic, but this is a strict buff to the rate at which Kayn passively fills his resource bars. Yeah, exactly, because yeah, instead of plus 15, plus 25. So it's gonna be just a little bit faster. This change increases the amount of resources that Kayn gets passively over time, only passively. Okay, Reap and Slash. Bonus attack damage ratio from 65%. Early game nerf, late game buff. Darken attack damage ratio, early game nerf, late game buff. This is an overall buff. Pretty big late game. Shadow Step. Shadow Assassin cooldown from 9 seconds to 8 seconds. That's a buff. Shadow Assassin bonus movement speed from 65 to 75. That's a buff again. And then this is the ultimate. Ooh. Darken base damage, 10% of maximum health goes to 15% maximum health. And then the heal from 7% target maximum health to 10%. This is big. This is actually big. They're essentially making the ultimate like 50% stronger. This is crazy, actually. Wow. Kha'Zix. You know what? I think Kha'Zix is going to get nerfed again. Kha'Zix has been a powerful force in the jungle for quite some time. We believe he's too powerful in the early game. Yeah. So we're taking some of his clearing and dueling strength away. I really feel like they're going to kill off Kha'Zix, actually. His base damage goes from 58 to 54. That sucks. Oh, wait a minute, actually. Is this even a nerf? Is this even a nerf? Because sure, early game from 4 to 5, sure, okay? Slower jungle clear, worse fighting, but this is the ability you max first. So when you reach level 7, instead of having 4-second cooldown, it's going to be 3.5. Plus the ability haste from Yumo's Ghostblade, Duskblade of Draktar, Edge of Night, etc. Ionian Boots is going to be like 2.5 seconds. When you isolate an enemy, it's going to be 1.2 seconds. Wait a minute. Kha'Zix is going to be even stronger in the late game now. Sure, like, it's actually a substantial nerf in the early game. You guys have to understand, this is quite a substantial nerf. Like this, on top of this, is really going to be significantly weaker. But does Kha'Zix really struggle in 1v1s? He wins those 1v1s anyways. So, you know, I think this is an overall buff. Believe it or not, they're actually saying they're nerfing him. I actually think it's a small buff. Olaf, I say, you know what? I think they're gonna buff. Nah, I think they're gonna buff Olaf a little bit. Let's see. Olaf continues to wreak Olaf continues to wreak havoc in the jungle, so we're hitting the base damage on Undertow and the monster damage on Reckless Swing. To ensure this doesn't hurt his skirmishing, we're giving his Undertow armor reduction and enemy champions in return. Huh? His first ability, okay, it does 10 less damage. I know way. Oh, Olaf is the absolute anti-tank champion now. You inflict 20% armor reduction for 4 seconds on enemy champions if you hit your first ability. So, like, basically, a tank has absolutely no chance against Olaf now. Like, on top of the true damage of his third ability, he now does 20% armor reduction for 4 seconds when he hits them with the first ability. Essentially, permanently reducing the armor because, you know, he's gonna have his first ability up. Ooh, this is big. Ooh, this is big. This is so big, actually. This is massive. 50% damage to monsters. Instead of doing full damage, now only does 50% damage. Olaf actually used to have a very fast jungle clear. Not the fastest, but quite a fast jungle clear. Now it's going to be much slower. I mean, this hits him. This hits him. Let me just say that. This really hits Olaf. Like, it's going to cost him, like, valuable seconds in the jungle. Really. Rammus. I think Rammus is going to get nerfed for the reason that Rammus is, I think, broken in low elo. I think he's going to get nerfed. Let's see. The Armadillo has been strong for most players. Yep. But recent jungle changes have favored him and pushed him over the line in terms of power. Arma gonna do what's needed and take away some of his strength from his ultimate. Okay. Oh, so they're just nerfing his ultimate. Slow per hit goes down by 2% per stack, per level, sorry. Maximum slow goes down by 10%. Base damage goes down as well. I mean, okay. Now, this actually hurts him a little bit, but okay, it's not that bad. Rengar is gonna get buffed. I'm like 90% sure about that. Rengar has many different builds, true, but investing in durability is currently under-rewarded compared to some of the higher damage build options. We're focusing on giving a boost to Battle Roar, which is the second ability, as the skill that is highly important for those tankier builds, but not as relevant for the high damage setups. Okay, so they're buffing Tank Rengar. Base damage goes up from the second ability, sorry. Damage taken as healing from 50% to 60%, so you heal up more. And then the empowered damage taken as healing goes from 50 to 60 as well. Okay, I like this buff. It's not a massive buff, and right, this is not a big buff to squishy Rengar, but if you're tanky Rengar, this is big. Like, you can go in, tank up 5 enemies, and heal right back up, 60%. Shen, I believe, is gonna get buffed again. I feel like he's just too weak. Baron Lane Shen is performing well, but we're looking to give his jungle a bit of a boost. So we're bumping up his primary damage method against monsters. Ooh, Jungle Shen. His first ability does 200% damage to monsters. And the cap just goes to 250. Okay, wow. Okay, that's gonna make him a much better jungler. I think it's gonna be viable as a jungler now. Soraka, I think, is gonna get nerfed. Like, the thing I think about Soraka is I feel like she's broken, but no one really knows about it. So I think she's gonna get nerfed. Soraka's performance later in the game is higher than we believe. Yeah, I knew it. Higher than we believe is appropriate. You know what's funny? Like, almost no one plays Soraka. Of course, you have the Soraka lovers that play her almost every game. But then besides that, not that many people play Soraka, kind of forgetting how broken this champion really is. So we're cutting down on her higher than normal levels of durability for an enchanter. This is good. This is a good nerf. Health per level from 115 to 104. So at level 15, she's going to have 165 less health, which is quite substantial, for an enchanter like Soraka. Because in the late game, she is only going to have like 2,000, 2,500 health. So a nerf of 165 health is pretty big, right? Thresh, I think, is going to get nerfed. Yeah, I think he's going to get nerfed, Thresh. Let's see. Players in higher skill levels can take advantage of Flay's powerful early ranks. What is Flay? I don't know what Flay is. Wait, let me look up Thresh abilities. Let me see. Oh, that's the third ability. Yeah, makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Players in high level, they take advantage of Flay's powerful early ranks while putting points into other skills. We don't mind optimizations around skill order, but we think the trade-off for not putting points into Flay isn't currently meaningful enough. Okay. So we're bumping up the early cooldown. Okay, I see. So like now, if you really want power with the third ability, you really need to max it first to get it to 9 seconds. Because the early game, instead of 10.5 seconds, it's going to be a 12-second cooldown, which is quite long. Varus. I think Varus is going to get buffed. Like, he's still so bad. I mean, actually, is he bad? I think he's going to get buffed. Varus hasn't been hitting the mark as of late. Ah, nice. We're buffing Hail of Arrows and the attack speed on Living Vengeance to reward him even more when he gets kills and assists. Is passive. Oh, so when you kill a champion or get an assist, your attack speed gets increased by 60% instead of 40%. If you kill a minion or any non-champion thing, you get 30% bonus attack speed. Okay, that's nice. Actually, pretty substantial buff. Pretty good. Really buffs on hit Varus and, AP Varus. It's obvious Riot wants to push AP Varus, right? They're really done with the poke Varus. They really want to push AP Varus or like Blade of the Rune King Varus. Third ability. Oh, actually, this is pretty big too. Instead of 60% attack damage ratio, 90%. It will do a lot more damage now, actually. Veigar, I think, buff. Because in the current patch, it just feels like Veigar is like so weak. So I think Veigar is going to get buffed. Veigar's laning phase is a bit worse than we'd like. Yeah, exactly. We're making some small adjustments to his stats to help him out early, but won't affect his scaling. Okay. Base attack damage from 52 to 58. Sure, that really helps him in the early game. And then the base mana regeneration from 12 to 16. That definitely doesn't help him in the late game. It's just, as they said it, it's a small bump in the early game. Sure, I like it. Warwick is gonna get buffed, like 90% sure. He's really weak. We're happy with how Warwick's performance has improved as players have learned the champion's ins and outs. But we think his ultimate can be a little difficult to land. I mean, yeah, true actually. Ooh, they're making it wider. The width goes from 100 to 150. Wow. Okay, it's gonna be much easier to hit now. That's crazy, actually. Wow. Bug fix. Warwick will not only heal for 100% damage dealt by his ultimate, not 100% of all damage dealt. Okay, yeah, that's just a bug. This is actually pretty big. I think this is gonna make him balanced, Warwick. It's gonna be so much easier to hit his ultimate now. One for all changes. I mean, does anyone care? No, no one cares. Ooh, okay. Gameplay changes. Now for a quick blade. Now, Quick Blade, yeah, okay. No, I get this. You know what? I get this. Because everyone used to buy this as the first item. Because it's 2,800 gold and it gives you so much attack damage already. So this makes a lot more sense. Like now it's really going to be a late game item. Wait, is that it? That is it for the gameplay changes? This is it. Okay. Skins, Chroma, Crash, Jinx, Chroma Crash Samira, Chroma Crash Echo, accessories, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's it. Yeah. All right. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, I will see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye-bye.